Hello, welcome back. Today we're making key lime pie. It's for Pi Day, obviously. The combination of two of the greatest things, pie and math. Clearly both of those are loved equally amongst everybody. There's definitely not one that is loved more. First order of business is ingredients. Let's just run through those real quick. Pie crust. Mine's pre-made. You can make your own, but I'm lazy. Also, it was on sale, and gluten-free graham crackers are expensive. Second, egg yolks, which surprisingly right now, these are in the full egg form, so we're going to extract the yolks. Sweetened condensed milk, and the star of the show, key limes. We're going to zest them and juice them. They're going to be a very key role in making key lime pie. Who would have thunk? And finally, heavy whipping cream. I'm going to try and do it by hand myself because that's probably just going to be funny to watch. So stick around, and you don't need to do it yourself this way. You can either buy it or use the machine. Learn from my mistakes is what I'm going to show you today. So let's read the recipe and then start cooking. This is a very short one. It's a total of eight steps. Oh wait, no, 9. The last step is to eat it. So I'm gonna obviously link the recipe that I'm using, but it's pretty easy. It's pretty much just put everything into a bowl and then put that into the pie crust and then bake it. You can do it. You can make pie. The first thing that I'm actually gonna do is this pie crust, since it was kind of pre-bought, it has, which I don't know if you can see it, some cracks in it. I mean, you can see it better if I do that. Which probably aren't the end of the world, but I thought to myself, let's see if we can fix these. If you made your own, you can pretty much just make more, like unless you ran out of graham cracker, you essentially just make more pie crust and just fill it in with that. I, however, do not have more graham crackers to use, so I found a thing online that said to mix sugar and butter and then just kind of like put that in the cracks. So I'm gonna melt some butter and then I'll mix in the sugar and then we'll just kind of put that in there. Butter is melted. Tip, keep an eye on it because butter will explode and make a mess in your microwave. I'm gonna try half of the amount of sugar that they said, just to see what consistency it produces. And I suspect that just using butter itself in the cracks probably would just rebind the graham cracker together. Maybe we don't know that. But I mean, if you're trying to watch your sugar intake, maybe don't eat pie, but I was trying to be more conscientious of that. Alright, that's kind of like a paste. So let's get to applying. So we've fixed the pie crust. I don't really know if I made it any better than it was before, but it now has more butter and sugar in it, so that's not really a bad thing. Now it's just kind of let the pie crust sit with the decisions that we've made for it, and up next is make the filling. Wait, turn on the oven because the filling is literally going to take, a few minutes to pour in together. So the oven needs to heat to, I think, 350. Ooh, I store things in my oven. If you store things in your oven, make sure that you take them out while it's heating, or else they're going to be very hot, and it'll be much more difficult to remove later. Oven's heating. Next up, make the filling, and then you're just put it in the oven and you're good to go. I'm actually going to break down the filling segment. Usually I just do like that kind of time lapse of me making things over in my little corner here. But there are kind of like a few distinct steps before it all goes together. I guess the option first up, eggs or key lime. We'll do the eggs first. That seems right. This seems like the best decision. Now that we have the egg whites and the egg yolks separated, we only need the egg yolks, so I mean, save this, make an egg white omelet, mix some meringue. Those are the only two things that I can think of, but don't waste this. Up next is the key limes, and so I need zest and juice from them. So obviously I'm going to zest first because it's a lot easier to handle a whole key lime while zesting rather than after you cut it up. For me to get the half a cup that I needed, it was 6 key limes. Obviously this number might go up or down depending on, I guess, the size and how much juice is actually within them. I bought mine just like in a big bag and I still have a handful left over. Next is just dump it all in a bowl. Easy as that. The filling is done, all the ingredients are mixed and incorporated, so it's now kind of one smooth, cohesive thing. Obviously the zest is going to kind of stick out a little bit. Next is putting the filling into the pie crust. Me personally, I have a glass pie container that I just kind of put the pie crust in because the aluminum container is not very sturdy. So if you put the filling in, depending on how, I mean, I've had the experience with pumpkin pie. I'm not sure with this how heavy the filling is going to be, but it does not like to hold its shape, and it wants to fold, and then you pour filling everywhere, and it's a big mess. So use either a larger pie dish or just set it on a baking sheet. All right, let's put these together. Now it needs to bake for 10 minutes. I set the timer. The other thing that I'm going to do, because I'm going to try and hand whip the heavy whipping cream, is I'm actually going to put a metal bowl in the freezer to kind of help that process along. And after the 10 minutes, it still needs to set, so it has to cool for 3 hours. And after the 3 hours of that cooling time is when you actually need the whipped cream, but I'm probably gonna try and make it beforehand. You can kind of store that in the fridge for a little bit. I think I've had handmade whipped cream stay for a few days in the fridge. I mean, it won't last for long because it's tasty. Another thing you can do while you're waiting for the 10 minutes, because it's not that long of a time, clean up the kitchen. I'm gonna do the dishes that I made so that I don't need to worry about doing them later. The pie is out, and now it's just waiting for it to cool, so that should take about 3 hours. I might try and speed that up by putting it in the fridge in like an hour or so, let it cool down a good bit on its own, then put it in there, because I started this endeavor a bit late and I don't want to stay up even later, because obviously I need to eat a slice of pie tonight. I can't make pie and then not eat the pie, so. But in the meantime, let's try and make some hand-whipped whipped cream. Ideally, I would do this on a surface, but because I am a giant, and for me to capture the surface and my face, it wouldn't work. So I'm gonna try and hold it, but obviously I don't want my body heat affecting the bowl too much, so I'm gonna put a towel around it and hope that this works. All right, so got the cold cream. I'm gonna put that in there. This is gonna be, don't try this at home, actually do. What's the worst that can happen? I'm probably gonna spill cream everywhere, but none of this is ideal. I need this between my body and that. There we go. All right. That's not effective. Don't let that go in there. I mean, it's starting to thicken up already, and it's only been 2 minutes of me recording, and I talked, I think, at the beginning, so. All right, I need to set this in for a second. Woo! Okay. 10-second break. We're done. Back at it. Okay, so I mean, already it's not quite there, but it's almost. Okay, I think that's good. Whew. All right, so you can see, obviously it's holding. There's a fair bit there. And then, cool. So now I got this arm worked out. I need to go do some shoulder workout for this arm to balance it out. It has been, I think, 2 hours. I can't quite remember what I said. I pretty much left it out for like 45 minutes until I could, handle it. And then I popped it in the refrigerator. And now it is ready to be cut. All right, don't fall off the plate. But I have my pie. It is done. It's also 11 o'clock at night, but hey, it's never too late to eat a slice of pie. It's not going to be a long outro because I am tired and ready to go to bed and also eat this slice of pie. So just real quick, bye, Mom, still not dead. but very tired. I'll probably be dead tomorrow because I have to wake up for work still. And your boy likes to sleep. All right. See ya.